Hey, it's August. I'm going to go on a walk, and I'll try and teleport you rather than drive you around to see if that makes you less dizzy. This is called Purgatory Park, and I think there's 3 or 4 trails. I think one of them's a loop. Parking lot's that way, and I don't think this is a hiking trail, but because this is a gravel trail, we'll try this first and see where it takes us. We'll see what we can find out from a wilderness perspective. If we see anything cool, I'll just stop and start the video up again. Let's go. So it's towards the end of August, and this year's been particularly hot. I think this week's going to be 93 degrees, and I feel like last year it was maybe 75 degrees. I think I had some thunderstorms last night. You're going to get some again tonight, so it's pretty humid out here. And I don't think their trail's going to be really that packed, but I figure if nobody's sitting on this bench, then I'll help myself. There's lots of bugs out here because it's still end of summer. And I hope I don't get any tick bites. I'll have to keep checking my neck and my arms just in case. Well, we'll keep walking, and we've only made it about 5 minutes or so, and see where we can go next. Hey, we're about to enter the big loop. I just passed a bunch of kids that are riding their bikes today. So I'm guessing because they're starting school next week, it's almost Labor Day, so even grade schoolers are going back. But when we get to this loop, we'll take a look and see what scenery there is. I don't know if there are marsh over there or if it's just a big open tall grass area with cottonwoods or something like that. I'm not a botanist, so I don't know much about those tree names, but we'll see what we like. Does that sound good? All right, let's check it out. I don't know how much scenery you can see, but it's pretty beautiful out here. There's some houses back behind us that have a pretty great backyard and an easy walking trail. As you can see, I have a bunch of mosquito bites already. I probably have 30 to 40, but this is worth it to me. There's such a cool vista down there where you can't see any houses or any other people or any bike riders. It's really peaceful. There's lots of tall grass, as you could see. That was our first guess. The only thing that breaks it up are these light poles, the electrical poles that are coming through. But I think we can overlook it, knowing what we have around it. And you can hear the crickets. You can see the mosquitoes on me again. Well, we'll keep walking. I don't know how much you can see of the sky, but it's pretty beautiful blue sky, and I think on the next couple views, hopefully we'll see more. Really small clouds, even though, as I said, tonight it's supposed to have thunderstorms, so I don't know if that's actually going to happen. But there's another guy on the trail coming up. Maybe we'll say hi, or at least we'll pass by him. All right, let's keep going. You okay to go this way? This is where we came from. This is where we're headed. And if it's a loop, well, we'll end up at the parking lot. Hey, we're still walking our trail. There's a guy either setting up a love note for his family member or something. I'm not sure over there, but he's not on the trail anymore. But we can still see a nice scenery and really calm day. When I was coming in, there was a guy that said in the parking lot that there's a lot of dead air right now. I think he means just because between thunderstorms, sometimes there's really a lot of calmness. Oh, hey, there's a ladybug. Oh, there he goes. Hey, we made it up a small trail. There's a bunch of stairs right here that led up from the major loop. And there was a nice woman that just said, hey, there's a bench up there. So I figure if nobody's using it, I can understand why nobody's using it. It's like 90 degrees outside. There's quite a few mosquitoes still out. But we've got butterflies and bees and all sorts of cool insects out here. But you can see more of a scenery now. I think there's a bird feeder. People still walking all parts of the loop. I saw that guy already earlier, so he must be finishing. But I think the loop's going to go down around that way, and it's going to come back down this way. But this is just a short little shortcut, and lots of birds. Just figured we'd take a quick stop. All right, well, we'll keep walking. Hey, we just walked away from that bench, which was this way, and there's this interesting sand trail, and it's pretty narrow in here. So I figured I'd take a video just to say I had to really pick the camera up above my head. And interestingly, when I was walking this way too, I had a rabbit run across the trail. There are tons of bees over here, I guess still pollinating, because even though it's August and it's late in the season, they're still got work to do, I guess, for next year or for their hive. there's some on this tree right behind you, this yellow tree, or yellow plant. A bunch of them. They're all working hard. All right, we made it to the end of this little trailhead right here, and we've got options. We can either go this way down the loop, or I think this is just a different way to come back close to the parking lot where we came from. I probably should have read the map before we came out here, but I know that it's a loop, so eventually all signs will lead me to the right place. And also, it's probably about 4 hours before the sun goes down, so I think we got some time. Just use our legs to carry us, right? So we'll go down this way or this way? I guess you can't lose either way. So why don't we start this way and see if that's the loop after all. So a little bit past the trailhead, we get this intersection of 3 different kinds of trail. There's sand, and then there's gravel. I think this is asphalt maybe. And then this is just an old cement trail. But this is where we came from, and starting to get a little bit more shaded over here, which is nicer to walk in. It's still like 100% humidity and very hot, but we might see more animals this way. I don't know that there are many animals hanging out in the deep sun or in the prairie, even with the tall grass. I think the shade would be where I would want to play, don't you think? So we'll walk this way, and it doesn't look like a loop so far when it comes down like this and makes a turn that quickly, but we'll find out. Hey, I found a cool trailhead where there's this little stream that comes through underneath this bridge. There's a walking trail that way. The main trail we just came from came this way. But it's nice to see a little bit of running water, isn't it? A lot of red weeds down underneath this bridge. Guess they must not like sunlight if they're in the shade of these trees as well as under the bridge, but good for them. A lot of these older trees that have fallen down, as you can see, but are still producing plenty of leaves. So I'm going to look for a trailhead sign to tell us where the loop continues, but we'll just keep walking. Someone did tell me, too, before I came onto the trail that it'd be helpful to have a GPS. So I have my phone on me, and we can always look at the loop and cheat that way. But it is always fun to have a little bit of adventure, isn't it? So we came from this way, right across this bridge, which I can walk you there. There's a fork in the road where you can go 3 different ways. So because I know the parking lot is that way, I figure we should start in one of those 2, otherwise we won't get home for dinner. You might be able to hear some of that running water. All right, let's keep going. Okay, good news. We're back on track. I found a sign that said this is the inner loop of the trail, and when this nice lady passed me, she said, "This is easier." She says it's got less topography, and I thought, oh, okay, well, less uphill and downhill with carrying a camera is probably a good thing. But anyway, you can hear more of the stream now probably. It's beautiful down here. You can see some of those red weeds that I was telling you about before. Oh, and some people are walking the trail. All right, let's keep walking. All right, I got to be careful not to fall down this ledge right here, but this stream continues, and I think the water's headed that way. As you can see, kind of all the ripples and the waves down there, and all the bugs are this way. But there's a kind of a cool tree that fell over there. I wonder if the stream got too big for it, and eventually it got uprooted, but that tree's still making leaves too. Be a nice place for ducks or geese to hang out, I guess, or turtles. A lot of nice people out today walking with their shorts on because it's so hot, and I'm doing my best to swat away the bugs, but so far so great. I think the inner loop trail continues this way, so we'll pick up some steam and we're about halfway back. Let's keep going. Now you can really see that bluff that we were on, which is over there. Now you can start to see those electrical wires, the telephone poles. And you know where we came from there. So we are making a loop. Didn't seem like it for a while there, but we found our way. You can hear some geese. We actually heard some dogs barking over while we were near those houses. You can see some planes flying even above those telephone poles. I don't know if you can make out that dot, but there's a plane flying over there. Crisp blue sky, so good for flying, that's for sure. Let's continue. Hey, we went a little ways, and actually you can start to see where we came from. The bluffs are way over there. I don't know how good your eyesight is, but there are lots of areas of tall grass over there. That small trail that we were on is up over that corner. You can't see any of those telephone poles right now, so. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Great.
Getting a shot?
Yep.
Good.
But you can see lots of amazing landscape, especially once the sun is now starting to set over some of these trees behind us. Kind of a cool vista. And you can hear a lot of the crickets working hard. So we'll keep walking the trail. I thought since this is a nature trail, we could, or nature tour or nature trail, we could talk about some of the berries that we've been seeing. On this trail last maybe 200 feet, we've seen a lot of these blackberries that are all trampled from all the dogs and people walking, mostly in the rain, I think, in the dehydration, but kind of cool. There's some trees right here that have some, I don't know if you can see me over here, some red berries. How about these? They're not that squishy, they're pretty hard. Wonder if they smell like cranberries. I don't think they are. But there are some other trees with blackberries up there. They're really tall trees. This one, and then definitely this one that's overhanging, that's got all the berries that are dropping. So we'll see if there's any more trees or plants worth talking about too, and we'll keep stopping. I don't know how much you can see from this vista over here, but we don't have to put a quarter into the binoculars. Hi guys. Hi. No, you're good.
Okay.
Hey, I'm not great with yellow plants, but it looks like we found a big patch of sunflowers. And this is in a part of just a windy area of this trail. Kind of neat. We're almost towards the end of the loop, so it's always nice to appreciate we haven't seen any of these yet, the entire loop. And also the location's kind of cool too. But there have been a lot of people on the trail. Everybody's super nice, even though they're all hot. But what a nice day. Even the birds are playing. Oh, there's a plane up high. I wonder if he's headed to the airport or away from it. Howdy. Hi. Hey, I just stopped at the trail because we've got this little grasshopper down here. I don't know if you guys can see him. But he's still moving his mouth. I'm not sure if he's waiting for a friend at the trail or what's the status after a long hot day. Something different. Hey, there's a crow above me, up there. I don't know if you can see him. He's on that ledge up there. He might go flying away, we'll find out. Oh, there he goes. But there's also some cool cottonwoods behind you. Well, you can see them on over here. And the bees are still working on these yellow flowers. So great, sunflowers. I thought these were daisies, but since I don't know anything about flowers, my wife reminds me that these must be sunflowers. All right. Oh, there's another bird. Probably a crow from how they were talking before I put on the camera. But we're almost at the end here. Let's keep rolling. Can hear him. All right, let's go. All right, well, we completed our trail, our loop around Purgatory Park. We're finishing up with this last bridge before we get to the parking lot. And looks like some people were driving on the grass over here and they made everything their parking lot. That's kind of funny. But anyway, we'll head on out. We saw a lot of people with their dogs walking. We saw a couple dads running with their kids. A couple people walking by themselves very intensely listening to their music in their earphones. and a lot of nice people giving me directions for how to find the loop. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the Loop Trail Park tour, and hopefully we can do this again.